Hey guys, I just wanted to jump on here. I had a few minutes. I had started using blood glucose monitoring through Oro and been utilizing the Oro ring. I know there's lots of platforms out there. Keenan has the Whoop, which is a really good platform too. But I don't like bulky things on my wrist when I'm sleeping. And I really just wanted to find a way to track my data, to really put all the pieces together and then show you guys how you can do this as well, because it's really gives you a lot of insights to your health. For the most part, it takes about 60 days or more for the data to really be collected. But some of these points that have been coming up, like heart rate variability, is really important to keep track of when you're going through perimenopause, because it can actually be a precursor to insulin resistance as well. And so surprisingly, heart rate variability, HRV, is it should be something that we track. So I've been doing that. I've been at it for a couple weeks. Funny enough, my blood sugars stay really normal, but what I have noticed is they're not, nothing really goes over 120. I'm pretty consistent with my diet. But I will say this, with the HRV, the last couple days, when you sleep, your heart rate should really be dropping down as part of the body's mechanisms. And when the heart rate drops, it allows for other mechanisms to kind of go through and heal your body. So your mind is resting, your cortisol should not be pumping, and your glucose should be stabilized and dropping. And so you have these different graphs, which I can't show you, but really, you should have that glucose curve that should be going down, and your heart rate variability that should actually be going down. And what I noticed in the last couple days is my heart rate variability has actually maintained and stayed, and it hasn't been dropping down below 50s like it normally does. So what do you do with this data? So that tells me that on those days I was actually in fight or flight mode, because my body was not allowing my mind, my mind, wasn't shutting off, and it was initiating my cortisol spikes, which would not, the stress response that my body was having kept my heart rate variability from going down and to the numbers that it should be when I'm resting at night. And in turn, that higher heart rate is going to keep your body in that metabolized mode, which we don't want. So eating meals late at night, which I did, I've had a couple of late days, so I ate past 7 p.m. and they were carb heavy meals. Some of it included rice. And so that is actually a direct, yep, okay, that makes sense. I ate a late meal. So that sets and this is just an example of why we shouldn't be eating after 7 p.m. Because our bodies are made to go into that fasting state to do all the healing. On the other side of that, my glucose wasn't dropping down. And even though I'm in normal ranges, I wouldn't say I'm predisposed, but here's my point, is it didn't go down past 90, and you should have a fasting glucose between 70 and 90. So again, it wasn't terrible, but it's on the higher side. And so what's that telling me with this other data is that eating the meals late at night is having it's stressing my body out. And so I really need to practice on eating my later meal sooner. Now, obviously this was a different circumstance. It's summertime, we're eating later, we're outside all day, but it's nice to have these insights, because those really subtle things like your heart rate not dropping, the heart rate variability, the blood glucose, those all matter, and it puts your body into stress mode. And when we're in stress mode, we cannot heal. So it's really hard to balance my hormones if I can't get my heart rate to drop or my glucose to be within. So what do I do to fix that? Well, I make sure I eat my last meal before 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. And I make sure that I'm exercising every day, which was something that I missed the last 2 days. Again, why my body was so stressed out. But it's really amazing to have these results. and go through them and see, now I'm a nurse, so I can put all these numbers together, but if you had questions, you can totally reach out. But it's worth looking into, and it kind of empowers you to take your own health under control, because that's really what the importance of HRV and glucose monitoring. No, I'm not pre-diabetic, I'm a healthy individual, but having tracking my blood sugars has been insightful, and I haven't even made it to the 3-month mark yet, where they really can collect and give you information on your data. So if that is interesting to you, great. If not, sorry. I just wanted to jump on here and give you guys some information as to relate, if you're keeping track of your heart rate variability and blood glucose monitoring. Those are 2 simple ways that you can keep track during perimenopause. You don't necessarily have to be on hormone replacement therapy. You can do things naturally. I think that they're great and they help a lot of people, and I haven't had to use them yet. But I think understanding our bodies and really knowing how to apply these things is more important. So that's my tidbit for you. Happy Thursday, and take care.